Morning glory, evening grace, brother and sister. Great to have everybody back on with us here with a Black Bear Temperance, part of Temperance Awakening, helping people with smokeless tobacco addictions. And I believe we're probably down to not our last, but next to last session. Next time we'll meet will probably be the last time that we meet. Kind of our next session will kind of be more so just celebrating our quit and kind of enforcing a couple of things to help people stay quit. And so, as we've been talking about here, about preparing for our quit, or if you already had quit, I know the situation for some people, just kind of, you've started your quit, so now some things to help you, like in this process of staying quit, and like we looked last time at withdrawals and so forth. And this time, first, we're going to look at a couple of things. We're going to look up setting up some rewards for quitting, and then looking at some nicotine replacement therapies, some things like other than just our, spiritual things like with the Bible and so forth, but a couple of nicotine replacement therapies as well. And so first, looking at rewards. Do just that. Set up rewards for your quit milestones. Quitting tobacco, completely, that happens 1 minute, 1 day, 1 week at a time. That's work. And, like every day, you quit, that's literally, a day that you can celebrate. And, quitting tobacco is very difficult. I've never done that myself. I've gone through a sugar addiction, where I've had to quit, which you kind of look at me until I'm still a little bit overweight. That's still a little bit of a product when I was about 40 pounds or so heavier, than I am now, when I was eating way too much sugar, eating way too much junk food, and that's also difficult. And like I know, quitting tobacco, that's very, very, that is difficult. To do. There's no need for anybody to sugarcoat it. See, I threw in my former sugar addiction, but there's no need to sugarcoat that. That is difficult. And, you should be proud and pleased with yourself, whenever you do get to that, whenever, you go tobacco free. Whenever you, reach those milestones, weeks and, months and so forth. Set those milestones, such as 1 week, 1 month, 2 months, etc., on being tobacco free, reward yourself there, reward yourself. How you do that, obviously that's, first, just primarily, up to you, if you're married, you certainly, should include your spouse with that. If you're a younger adult, still living with your parents, you could certainly include your parents with that. But, set some milestones, though, to reward yourself. If that's like, week, a month, etc. And those rewards certainly should be something that you like and enjoy. That certainly is, a reward. That could be a new outfit, going out to dinner, having a nice meal out, maybe with, your spouse, if you're married, your family, or, friends of some kind. That might be a little vacation, depending on where you are financially. Maybe that's a little vacation, maybe that's a big vacation. Maybe that's just, a weekend trip if, you go a couple of weeks with it. Or like I said, if you're in a good financial situation and you go 2 months free, want to celebrate big, go on a good, week-long, 2-week-long, vacation. Up to you. That could be something also pertaining, like to a hobby. Like if you like hiking, buying a new pair of hiking boots, some hiking clothes, or, just going out, doing a hike somewhere you always wanted to go. Or like if you like fishing, buying yourself a new fishing rod, something of that nature. You checking up, exercising, working out, a new pair of sneakers, a new pair of running shoes or something, a new pair of, handbells to do weight with, something that, you would enjoy, but treat yourself and also reflect on your accomplishments. Like look at things that worked. What did you do? Memorizing Bible scriptures, saying prayers, relying on your support system. Your spouse, your family, parents, good friends, your pastor, etc. But treat yourself, though, and reflect on your accomplishments. And now we're going to look at nicotine replacement therapy. I know this is a bit of a controversial issue in a number of ways. This is kind of controversial just among some, spiritual, among some spiritual type people, like some different Christian organizations like Temperance Awakening. some people endorse that, some people kind of neutral, some people not at all. Like I know one organization, not a Christian organization, anything at all religious, but just kind of another sensation type group for like smokeless tobacco addictions are really 100% against nicotine therapy. They're just quit cold turkey, that's it. But, I find no issue with nicotine replacement therapy, although as I've already said, spiritual, though, like faith-based programs, like Temperance, Awakening, Black Bear Temperance, do have, statistics show, do have a higher success rate. And so, like I said, I don't have any issue at all, like with, nicotine replacement therapy. But as I said, that certainly is going to work better with, the help of the Lord, going through like a faith-based program, like doing like what we do, keeping a journal, praying, having, memorizing Bible scripture and so forth. So, and also with nicotine replacement therapy, people that use NRT, I'll say NRT for short, they usually are more successful than people that don't use it, people that do just try to quit, cold turkey. And we'll look at that now here for a little while. I'm going to finish up some of NRT just a little bit. The vast array of this we'll look at now, then we'll just kind of look at a couple of other things. Kind of next time, probably in our close, which will probably be our closing session. But NRTs are over-the-counter. There are 3 that are over-the-counter, and then a couple of them have to be prescribed by a physician. And so like I said, there are a total of 5 of those that have been approved by the FDA in the United States. And a couple of these are very ideal. A couple of the over-the-counter ones are very ideal for people who are quitting smokeless tobacco. And a lot of you out there are probably already familiar with these, that being nicotine gum and what's called nicotine lozenges. Lozenges being something like hard candy, very similar to cough drops. And the other one that's over the counter is the nicotine patch, which we'll also mention briefly next session. And even though these, kind of like what I already said, even though these 3 NRTs are available, to purchase over the counter without a prescription, it is recommended that you do this, kind of work with a physician and or, some type of sensation program group, such as Temperance Awakening, like what we have here, kind of like I said, statistics, do also prove that if you use NRT, like with like a cessation, group, your success of staying quit, is better. And as I said, the gum and the lozenge are great option for smokeless tobacco users, and also whenever you just have a nicotine craving. Like whenever you get that craving, you can put in a lozenge or a piece of gum, and the nicotine is absorbed through the mouth, and it quicks in pretty fast, quicker than other things. And both of these products, the lozenge and the gum, are available in doses of 2 milligrams or 4 milligrams. And the best dose for you depends on whether or not you use tobacco first thing in the morning, like i.e. within 30 minutes of waking up, like a lot of people do, kind of like what we mentioned last session, like what a lot of people do. And like if you do use it first thing in the morning, then you're likely to go with a 4 milligram dose. If you're first taking up tobacco that was later on in the day, you probably should start with a 2 milligram dose. And you can use up to 24 pieces of gum or 20 lozenges a day. So it's not unlimited, but the number is pretty big up there. See why the lozenge and the piece of gum is really ideal for like smokeless tobacco users and also for people that have, that just have those daily cravings. And so we'll kind of continue that a little bit, talking about decreasing our dose to stay quit completely of like all, even the NRT. And then we'll also mention the patch and then just the other kind of, the other couple that have to be prescribed by a physician next time, just briefly. And we'll see you then. Until then, every kind of shadows flee away. I'm Dr. Cooper and I love you and I appreciate you.